ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Yo guys, what is up? I'm back. I have returned after my lengthy disappearance, and I'm ready to go with these UFC 34 predictions. I know they're late, they're the day before, but I'm here. I'm ready. I'm locked in. So, without any further ado, wait, she actually got. There's no way, because I think Shauna Bannon is gonna win. Shauna Bannon by decision over Elise Ardilla. They're both terrible, but Alice is coming on short notice, and I was doing some research. Her last opponents 0-4, 2-5, 1-5. She's fighting cans. As much as Shauna is, these cans are worse, and that's why Shauna I think is gonna win by decision. She's not much of a finisher, and yeah, moving on. Mick Parkin versus Lucas Berzerski. I have Mick Parkin by decision. You know, there definitely is KO potential always because it's heavyweight, and Mick Parkin I think is quite good. 268, that is over the limit. But I just see Mick Parkin take him to a decision. You know, showing off in front of the fans his skill set, his home crowd of England, and yeah, and I don't think Lucas Bursky is gonna be capable to do much of anything against Mick Parkin. Gonna be complete outclassing. Moving on. Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. Last time I picked Kiefer Crosby and he lost. This time I'm picking Sam Patterson, and I have Sam Patterson by rear naked choke, maybe an arm triangle in rounds 1 or 2. I'm leaning towards the end of round 1 though, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in round 2. But yeah, he's just a lot better. He actually to work his way in the UFC. Kiefer Crosby kind of not handed it, but he had that boost because he fought that reality star. And yeah, Sam Patterson just more of like a bona fide contender, I'd say. Prospect, not contender. So yeah, Sam Patterson round 1 or 2 submission. Moving on to a fight that should probably be on the main card, but for some reason it's been moved to the early prelims. Not even the early prelim headliner. Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Cap. Now, this fight, a lot of beef, obviously, and I think they're both quite good. Well, yeah. I mean, Muhammad Makayev had a rough showing against, what's his name? Alex Perez's last time out. Manel Cap made a close fight with Felipe Dos Santos. But I got Makayev by decision. I see a lot of people picking Manel Cap, and he very well could win, but either way, I think this fight's going to decision. But I just think Muhammad Makayev is going to be able to do his stupid clinch work against the fence. It's going to be boring. Manel Cap might be able to actually get into space, land some shots off, but in the end, I think Muhammad Makayev is just going to clinch his way to a decision, especially because it's in the United Kingdom, home field advantage, and yeah, Muhammad Makayev via decision. Moving on, Obon Elliott versus Preston Parsons. I'm siding with the home team, Obon Elliott. Now, picking Obon Elliott right now scares me. I would not be surprised if Preston Parsons were to win, but yeah, Obon Elliott, close-ish fight with Val Woodburn, almost got finished by Val Woodburn. Awful look because Val Woodburn is terrible, but I'm just thinking the home turf advantage. I feel like he'll be able to keep I feel like he'll be able to keep Preston at bay, especially. I mean, he only has a 1-inch reach, but any amount of reach is reach advantage. And yeah, Obon Elliott, that is my pick. Moving on to the prelims, Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Prachnio. I am picking Modestas Bukauskas by round 2 or 3 KO TKO. I just think he's more technical than Marcin Prachnio. I feel like he'll be able to have better defense. and just cleaner striking overall, be able to land better. And yeah, he's got the 2-inch reach advantage. He's they're all the same height and everything. But the main thing that's making me pick Bukakis is that Marcin Prachnio got knocked out by Sam Alvey. I can't pick you when you've gotten knocked out by Sam Alvey in the past. That goes against everything I stand for. I can't do it. Modestas Bukakis by uh, round 2 or 3 KO TKO. Moving on. Jake Hadley versus Colin Loughran. I think these odds are reversed because I think Loughran's the favorite. But I'm picking Loughran too. I'm picking Loughran. I think Jake Hadley moving up a division on short notice is not a very good move for his career. He's rushing it back. I don't know if I said it, but Loughran by decision. Yeah, because he. Oops, nope. Nope. I want to see the. Click here. All right. Hadley was big for flyweight. He's actually bigger than Callum Loughran, but I feel like Callum Loughran is just gonna be able to just control him on the ground. Really, you can see these numbers, averaging 5 takedowns per fight. I thought this was per minute. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, 5 takedowns per minute, and the strike numbers are pretty similar too. Loughran can do it all. He's well rounded, and yeah, I just think Callum Loughran by ground control, some ground and pound, maybe even a little bit of outclassing on the feet, but mostly it's gonna mostly work better for him on the ground. And these weights are just so off. I don't know why. Moving on, Molly McCann versus Bruno Brazil. I am picking Molly McCann, and I'm picking Molly McCann by round 1 or 2 KO TKO. I just think now that she's moved up a weight division, no, she moved down a weight division, not up. She moved down a weight division, and she's just fighting a lot better. Because these girls are not as big as they're not bigger than her than before. She's probably got the size advantage. She looks a lot stronger than them. She can control them on the ground. She can outstrike with any. She can strike with anybody, outstrike anybody. And yeah, I just think she's better than a lot of the unranked talent at in women's fighting. As you get into the ranks, it gets a little more hazy about if she can win, how she's gonna do. But for now, while she's fighting all these unranked prospects, I feel like she's going to have an easy time winning. And yeah, round 1 or 2, not KO, TKO. Probably round 1. I'm looking more towards round 1. Probably early in round 1, to be honest. Maybe the first 3 minutes of the fight. Molly McCann, KO, TKO. Moving on. Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Yeah, I have Nathaniel Wood by decision, 30-27, maybe 30-26. But yeah, I don't know. I see like people thinking, not people, but I was looking at the sports books earlier, and this fight is not favored to go the distance, but I don't know why. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Nathaniel Wood hasn't gotten a win by finish since 2019, and he hasn't gotten a knockout in the UFC, and he started off his career with 3 straight submissions, but he hasn't gotten a finish since 2019. He got finished once by John Dotson in 2020. And when we look at Daniel Pineda, he got finished by Cub Swanson in 20. He got finished in 2020 either. I don't know why this fight is favored to end within the distance, but I think it's pretty clear Nathaniel Wood by decision. I feel like he's just better than Daniel Pineda. He just had holy, I'm blanking. Nathaniel Wood just had a close fight with Muhammad Naimov, where Naimov is using dirty tactics. Nathaniel Wood low-key got robbed. But I think he's going to have a good bounce-back performance against Daniel Pineda. And yeah, by decision for Nathaniel Wood. Moving on, we have Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I have Arnold Allen by decision. I feel like this is going to be a brutal fight for Giga Chikadze. Like, significant strike numbers for Arnold Allen like we haven't seen. Not obviously nothing's compared to Holloway Cater, but it's just like that kind of vibe I'm getting. Arnold Allen's going to completely outland and outstrike Giga Chikadze. who had a close fight with Alex Caceres. Like, I get he's the bigger guy, but Arnold Allen is just a better guy. I feel like you could have given Arnold Allen that fight against Movsar Evloev last time out, who I think would be Giga Chikadze very convincingly. But yeah, Arnold Allen fought better competition. He went he went toe to toe with Max Holloway and was landing shots. And I just don't think Giga Chikadze would do anything against Max Holloway. He was going tit for tat with Alex Caceres versus Max Holloway. Big difference, huge, like astronomical difference there. And especially with that, he's fighting once a year. The activity from Giga is pretty low compared to Arnold Allen, who he's fighting once a year too. But this is his second fight of 2024 since losing to Movsar Evloev in January. And yeah, Arnold Allen via decision. I could low key see a late TKO, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm sticking with decision. Moving on. Christian Leroy Duncan versus RoboCop. Now this fight was extremely hard for me. I couldn't decide, but in the end, I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez, and I'm picking him by round 1 or 2 TKO. KO TKO. Now, the real threat for Christian Leroy Duncan here comes from Gregory Rodriguez's ground game, but I think that's what's going to play into this knockout. I think he's going to be so worried about the takedown from Gregory Rodriguez that he's going to leave himself open in the striking, and I could see Gregory Rodriguez just landing a big shot, sending Leroy to the ground, landing some ground and pound, getting controlled on the ground, and eventually a ground and pound stoppage. I think it's going to happen early. I think Christian Leroy Duncan's getting caught early by Gregory Rodriguez, and it's going to be a quick night. So yeah, I got RoboCop my round 1 or 2 KO TKO. And yeah, that's it. Moving on to the feature bout. Bobby Green. I will not be calling him King Green. We have Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. And I'm not quite sure why Paddy Pimblett's the underdog. I know people don't like him, but Bobby Green just almost got chinned twice by a 42-year-old Jim Miller. After that Jalen Turner fight, he hasn't been the same. I don't think. Well, his chin will never. Not that he hasn't been the same. He only fought once. His chin won't be the same. He won't be able to have the same tolerance and endurance that he once had. And I think that's going to play very well into Paddy Pimblett. I feel like it's gonna go decision. I got Pimblett by decision, but I think he's gonna be able to rock Bobby Green. And when Bobby Green's rock protecting his face from all the barrage of punches, that's gonna leave himself open in takedowns for Paddy Pimblett just to control him on the ground. And yeah, people are pointing to the Tony Ferguson fight, but Tony Ferguson's a hard guy to finish. Bobby Green got an arm triangle, but Paddy Pimblett didn't. Not to mention, Bobby Green actually got knocked. That was a knockdown, by the way, for Tony Ferguson against Bobby Green. That I don't think it counted, but that's just not a good example. You can't use MMA math there. Paddy Pimblett, also just an experienced guy. People are calling him Melon. He's got 24 fights. 24 fights is a lot. And yeah, I think he outclasses Bobby Green. I think he might low-key could outstrike him too. I'm not gonna lie, especially if he gets rocked enough. I feel like Paddy Pimblett's gonna be able to outstrike him. He looks in the best shape he's ever been. And yeah, Paddy Pimblett by decision. Probably a lot of ground control for Paddy Pimblett. Moving on to the co-main event of the evening: Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. There's not much to say here. Tom Aspinall by round 1 knockout. You could either way you pick, it's gonna be an early finish. I feel like, but I think Tom Aspinall is gonna get it done. People are pointing to their last fight. You can't really get anything off that. It lasted about 15 seconds. People said Curtis Blades is piecing him up. You piece somebody up for 50. Look at Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall. He landed clean on Tom Aspinall before Tom Aspinall came back and knocked out Sergey. And just looking at the striking in the between, because both these guys have fought Sergey, Tom Aspinall weathered the storm, handled the heat better than Curtis Blades did. He fired back. I mean, they were both trading with Sergey, but I feel like Tom could take a punch better than Curtis Blades can. And if they were to both land clean on each other, Curtis Blades is the one falling down. So pretty self-explanatory. Aspinall round 1 knockout. It low key could go to round 2, but I don't see it going any further than that. But I got round 1. Round 1 KO/TKO for Tom Aspinall. Now, moving on to the main event. Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad. Now, this fight, I feel like, is either going to be the best fight we've ever seen or the absolute worst fight we've ever seen. This has all the makings, all the hatred, all the build-up, that it could be an exciting fight with two guys that are both very well-rounded. Like, they both complement. Like, Leon's obviously better in the striking, but Bilal can bang, dude. He's got a good lead body kick with that left leg. And people are pointing out Bilal's grappling. Leon's a great defensive grappler. He handled the grappling of Usman decently, stuffing takedowns in the second fight, even getting a takedown on Usman in the first fight. After that, he kind of got controlled, but I feel like Usman's a better wrestler than Bilal, and Leon's going to be able to keep the fight standing. He'll probably shoot a couple takedowns of his own, too, which is what makes this fight interesting. They're both going to be in the other one's world and competitive in it. It's going to be a very technical fight, I feel like, unless emotions start to flare and they start swinging for the fences. But they're both world class in every aspect of MMA. They can do everything, which makes this fight good. But I do have to pick a winner, and I will be picking Leon Edwards to win via decision. There is finishing potential in this fight, 100%, especially because Leon rocked Bilal in the first fight. If there's going to be a finish, I feel like it's going to be Leon finishing Bilal. Bilal's path to victory is getting through the defensive grappling and the striking of Leon Edwards to get into close situations, hold him up against the fence, get a takedown, drag him down, land some ground and pound, make him quit like Usman did, and just be careful with that left head kick. It's definitely possible. I could definitely see a Bilal win that way. But I'm just banking on that not happening. I think Leon Edwards learned from those fights, and plus, all he's been doing is training for wrestlers forever, except for Nate Diaz. But excuse me, but you gotta think he was training for Chimaev before those fights fell through. He fought Usman twice. He fought Covington. Like it's been all wrestling. Not to mention back when he fought even as far back as RDA, it's just been wrestling. That's all he's been preparing for is these wrestlers, and has been able to go through every single one. I don't see it being different with Bilal, although Bilal does bring a different threat in the fact that he cannot strike better than any of them can. Maybe Usman can strike better, but for the most part, Bilal can strike with Leon. I think Leon is going to narrowly outclass him like he usually does, but yeah, this fight's very interesting, and I do have Leon Edwards winning by decision. And yeah, that concludes my entire picks. I don't know. I would try to do a card builder, but all the future cards are kind of like set up. I'll try to do some more card builders after the Adesanya fight, after UFC 305. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get back to more consistent uploading. Try to get about 3 to 5 out a week, depending on how I feel. Next week though will be an anomaly because I'm going on vacation. But the week after, I'm fully back. And yeah, you know what? Hold on. What UFC event is after this one? Oh, Sandhagen versus. No, oh yeah, so I can make some videos on that. So yeah, I'll be back. I'm back and better than ever. Try to stay more consistent. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see you later. Peace.